Good morning! I love trains. If you knew me about 5 years ago, you'd think I'd never say that. And I used to hate trains. Basically, they scared me. You never quite knew what was going to happen. So as you can see, I'm not actually at home right now. I'm in Wales, visiting my dear cousins for a week. And guess what? I took the train all the way from my home, through London on the Underground, and out on the train to South Wales. Alone. I rather enjoyed the trip. Alone! My younger self would be amazed with me. So I live northwest of London, where it takes about an hour to get to London Euston. And when I was little and we wanted to go to London, or rather when our parents wanted to take us, we'd have to take the train down there and then use the Underground to get around London. I particularly hated the Underground. All trains were pretty horrific. Strangers, no seat belts, all the stops and the waiting, having to be quiet, the idea of losing my family, the idea of death.
Why can't we drive?
Was basically how I felt. Anyway, I particularly hated the Underground. Along with the fact that it was a train, it was usually really busy and cramped and dirty and smelly, and the temperature was always too hot. I get faint pretty easy due to the heat, and there have been many times on the Underground that I've felt faint or have come really close to actually fainting. Actually, just late last year when I came home from a gig, we were in a really cramped Underground carriage, and I had to just like wobble out of the carriage and sit down for ages afterwards. Fortunately, there were some people who gave me some water, which was really nice of them, and lots of other people asked me if I was okay. They probably thought I was stoned. Ultimately, trains just seem too inconvenient to deal with, but I now know how to deal with them, and now I've mastered the skill of dealing with them so well that I actually enjoy trains. And get this, I particularly enjoy riding the tube alone. Amazing! So if you feel scared or generally resentful of trains and the Underground, or just want to hear how I deal with them, then listen up, because I have 7 helpful tips for you. Unos. Try to pack lightly and make sure you have enough room in your bag to stuff a jacket or whatever you're wearing over the top of your t-shirt. This is so you don't get hot on the Underground. Sometimes it's impossible to do both of those things, but make sure you do one of them. This last trip, I had to lug a fairly big suitcase because my brother stole the prime size suitcase, an average sized bag, and a guitar. However, I just wore a short sleeve t-shirt with the cardigan at easy access, and I feel that was definitely a good thing. Number 2. Try and get all the times and stations and platforms memorised, or write them down on a little piece of paper. Things tend to run smoother if you do that. Number 3. Keep your ticket in a place that's easy to whip out, but don't lose it. Number 4. Look at the signs and notices and be prepared to change your course or ask someone for help. I'm really good at asking people for help. When I got my suitcase stuck in one of those ticket barrier things, I actually got stuck 3 times. A nice train man offered me a uniform and a job to be a nice train woman. In jest. Then he helped me out. Number 5. Don't always just follow the traffic of people. Although you travel some of the way together, it doesn't mean you're going with them forever. Number 6. When you're on the trains outside of London, just look outside the windows, because usually they're so pretty. And pretty things make you happy. And number 7. If you're A, travelling in a group, then stick together. Don't go all independent on them. Or if you're B, travelling alone and through the Underground, and this is the ultimate advice, all you need is a musical device, good music taste, and some good earphones. Create a playlist containing songs that either make you feel confident or like you're in a film, or if you've got an MP3 player that doesn't do that, then just pick one song and put it on repeat, because most MP3 players do that. Obviously, the song has to be super epic. If you want to know what playlist I recommend, I've included a long, detailed description below in the doobly-doo. But it's really up to you what songs you choose. This time, I just listened to Calling by Lewis Watson, which worked a treat. Anyway, once you have your playlist, just tuck in your earphones and plug them into your ears, and then you're ready for anything. Things still go wrong. As I said, I got my suitcase stuck 3 times. My earphones fell out a lot and I had to put them back in and stop and take them out so I could listen to announcements and things. I actually sat on the wrong seat on my way from London to Wales, and I had to walk through 5 carriages with all my stuff, but I wasn't stressed. The idea of not being able to hear everything may stress people, but I recommend it. If you're like me anyway. Who cares about stressful train journeys when Lewis Watson is singing to you? Thank you for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up and tell me how you feel about trains and how you deal with them, and if you would use my advice and what your advice is and what would be on your epic playlist. And comment below and have super days!
Bye.
Also, so I'm in Wales with my cousins, and I'm with my cousin Rhiannon, and she has her own YouTube account. Please click here to go check her out, and subscribe to her, because this coming week we'll be combining our efforts and doing videos on each of our vlogs. Bye! I need some food!